and the whole entire car blew up on the interstate. I had to spend 11 hours on the freeway waiting for the police to come to my aid. They didn't do that. I had to take a Greyhound back.
11 hours on the interstate.
Yeah, I had to take a Greyhound back.
Hello.
Hey. Oh, I love that sound. Did you hear that? Did you hear that can opening, Daniel? Can you hear that sound?
That's what they call the best sound in the world.
Well, we're off to a good start. I hear they call that the best sound in the world. Holy shit, you really have been, the research is right on. How do you know that?
Oh, dude. I'm deep in the fight.
Are you in Vienna? Venice? Or anything that just start with V, where...
I'm not in Vienna, I'm in Rome.
Where?
Rome.
Rome!
Wow. Holy shit.
I
So
went
where are you, Chris?
With a cold.
I'm in Tokyo.
Alright, so this is a
wow.
this is a
Rome
transcontinental
once.
interview for Boogie Bobby, a transcontinental interview coming in from all corners of the globe to report on this film.
An international production.
That's pretty
Nice.
wild, right?
Oh, yeah.
What do you think of that?
It's great.
That's what it deserves.
And that little honey?
Very nice.
Yeah, love this.
I went to Rome once.
Rome. Is it
Did
good?
you?
Yeah, I did.
Any tips?
I've been to Rome.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I saw from a distance, you know, what would they do with those fucking chariots around? And the whole time I was looking at it from afar, it reminded me of my father just going on and on and on about, like, fucking, like, it would have been like something like, you know, Ben-Hur. I was like, just in my whole mind, I would have been thinking about my father going, just from a distance, I'd be going, Charlton Heston, those fucking beautiful white horses across the breast. But the only thing I was thinking about was Oliver Reed. But anyway, something like that.
I've been to a restaurant called Tony Roma's. It's a place for ribs. It's a rib restaurant. It's in the United States. It's called Tony Roma's. Tony Roma's. That's the closest I've been to Rome.
That's a great name.
Yeah.
I would like to go to Tiny Roma's. I think that sounds fantastic.
Yeah, it's
Is it like a chain?
Yeah, it's a place. It's called Tony Roma's, a place for ribs. You can eat all the ribs that you've ever. You can eat ribs all day long. For $19.99.
That sounds like a paradise. That's awesome.
Yes.
Alright. Well, shall I ask the first question, Adam?
Yeah, we're good.
Are we you?
Yeah.
Alright. Boogie Bobby, a new film by Adam Briggs.
Adam C. Briggs.
Adam C. Briggs.
Yeah, sorry.
My apologies.
Yeah,
No, you're right. Okay, well, I was interested how the film was first conceived and who approached who to make a film together. Just to collaborate with you.
We started pre-production for this film, which we had been speaking about, this winter film, this drinking film, which was going to be Husbands, Coming Home, Midnight Cowboy, and
Naked.
So, as punishment for Bobby for not leaving the house for 4 days and then coaxing me into another pub, I said, alright, well, we're going to make this film as punishment for you.
He disappeared for a couple of hours to go away, and I was sitting here on this couch in this very room I'm sitting now. I was with Steve, and I was just like blasting nothing but fucking Brian Adams. He's like, "Oh, Robert, Bobby, do you sleep?" I went, "No, I don't sleep. They're going away." I was like blasting it right to the end, and the phone's going down and down. I'm looking at the battery on my phone, and I thought, this is my. I actually wanted to leave because it's getting down to the red the bar of power. And I really wanted to go. And my last look at the buzzer, and I was just like, I was having a whale of a time. And I just got down the last 1 second. I was going to call my brother to pick me up. And it went red. And my last moment, I was going to hit the button on that Guthrie, come pick me up. I want to go. And I just went. And I hit it. And it just went off. And then within about 5 minutes later, they would come walking, busting through the door, almost like giggling in a way. And I'm glad it just that couple of hours, or not hours, it seemed like a fucking day, just sitting with Steve, drinking savagely, listening to nothing but 80s rock and roll music, especially Bryan Adams, constantly.
Well, that just leads nicely to my next question, which was just a question for you, Bobby, and Steve as well. Just about, you've already told us a little bit about it, but like, just a bit more about your friendship in real life. Like, how did you come to meet each other? How long have you known each other? Just. Did you guys get that?
It was.
It was at Suncorp Stadium, so I walked out. Yeah, this is exactly how it is. I'll just say this one little part and then I'll let Steve say when we got back. I walked, because I've already been on a bender here, walked up, got to the bus stop, which I hadn't crossed the road yet, and I'm just like pressing Adam just for another drink. I'm going, oh, go on. Let's just go in the paddo just for one more drink. Oh, go on. Yeah, go on. Let's just go in there just for one more. Yeah, go on. Yeah, go on. And that's how dumb, maybe he's a drinker too. We just happened to walk in there and somebody knew was there too. Walked in, it's like, oh yeah, Steve's there. Kev's there. And then it's like, oh, this could go alright. And then a couple of phone calls, sat, drank, dropped some money on a fucking horse that done nothing. Without that pure hatred of that fucking losing that shit, it's just like, fuck it. Then like, let's drop a couple of fucking phone calls then. And he does ring Steve, and he rings somebody else, and we go straight down the dog park. He's like, we're going to meet you at the dog park. We're going to drink savagely, and Steve does come, and that's when I met him there for the very much the first time. We drank savagely there, pretty much in midnight darkness.
Yes.
And that was our first little talk.
Yeah, that was all right. It was fun. Yep, I thought, what the heck? Why not? What the heck?
So what the heck? Why not?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So you guys have only known each other like moments before making this film. Is that am I understanding correctly? Or
Yes. Yeah.
That's incredible. Wow.
I thought it beats watching.
Well, you spent 2 nights and days together.
Oh yeah.
But once we came back from that in that dog park, we came back. We grabbed our drinks. We came back here, and we drank savagely.
I might have been in a blackout, so I'm not sure. So.
And then we got back here, and that's when we drank.
I don't know.
I remember you doing it for you, yeah.
And then when they went away, this was just to hang out. And then
they were here, and we made a deal that they were going to leave at 3 p.m. Steve haggled with me over what hour of the afternoon that you guys would leave. And then I met Kris in the park, and he agreed to be involved with the film. So I said, come back to the house to receive the file of Husbands, the John Cassavetes film, as a reference. We got back to the house, we came into the house, they're still on the same couches that we left them in, that they promised to have left at this point in the evening. But I was so happy because I just could say to Kris, oh, well, this is the film. He's there.
This is the situation.
Yes. Because I've been in the park with Kris showing you videos of them the night before. This is what the film is. Yeah. And then we got back, well, here's the live version. They're still on the couches. They look so ashamed.
I believe their bare feet were like sticking out on the blankets on the sofas, like side by side, incredibly wasted. and that was my introduction to the
Oh, and you had
dynamic.
cigarettes too. I was like, oh god, come out the back. It was like night time and he had cigarettes. Like, oh shit, I didn't even want to do the fucking thing. The was like, oh well, this would be perfect. I mean, look at them. I didn't even think it was going to be a thing. I thought it was like wasn't it just sort of a...
I remember you saying, let's just start filming now.
Yeah, I want
and
to...
We at least needed to wait a few days to organise the whole thing.
But, getting back to that, I did know him from a fucking borough, so... But spending, a day drinking together quite savagely and just listening to songs and drinking non-stop for 24 hours... I think you get to really know somebody pretty quickly on the money. But that would be about it. Do that constantly, just for ages upon ages, and just listen to... Well, 'cause I can knock down, and it feels so nice. But yeah, that's
anyway.
Not for 10 years, not for 1 hour, not for 2 days. 1 hour.
No worries.
24 hours.
No, we'll get there one day. All three of you have screenwriting credits on this film, as well as a few others. What did scripting actually mean in this film?
The whole film is scripted. Alright?
How was it scripted? What was the screenwriting process like?
Mumbles before...
What's the name?
Mumbles...
Excellent. Did you all? I suppose it's like, did you all down and write this together, or was there kind of like a sketch of a structure that was then sort of like worked out through the process, or just yeah?
For me, I just winged it. Actually, I didn't. I can't. I have to admit, I didn't have anything written down. I was just being me. The bad me, that is.
Well, there was many, I don't know, yeah. Each scene would have its own history and authorship, I think. There was a scene where Steve was talking about this interaction he had with John Goodman in a strip club. And this was something that came up in the car. We needed another cutaway of you guys walking by the city. So, alright, the John Goodman story, you encountering him in a strip club, alright, that's the story. And you're telling your friend that I'm walking along Kangaroo Point. And you did it, and it was terrible. It just didn't work. This was all artificial. Great story. When we heard it in the car, beautiful. When you put it into the scene, no good.
Yes, it wasn't natural.
It wasn't natural. And then you just started looking out, and then you started reminiscing about this suicide attempt.
Yes, I was fuzzy. The whole thing was pretty fuzzy. Even to this day, it's fuzzy.
And then we said, well, give that a go, telling your friend about that story. And then you did it, and it was just perfect. So, each scene would have its own very intricate explanation of how it came about. Some of the scenes we did do that another 5 times. Some things were just you would never repeat. So
I had direction out of it. It was giving me direction, and what I thought would be the best thing, just be as natural as I could be, and just the drinking helped, and
drinking always helps.
and I just started talking, and I tried not to be too dull, and I just talked.
And then,
It was fun.
That's insane to me, because you're so luminous in the film. I mean, I suppose that's a nice kind of task, so because you share names with the characters in this film, like, you've already kind of answered this, Steve, but how much of you do you feel is in the film? Do you feel a complete kind of... sorry, please.
That's all right. I think, I'm 2 different people. When there's the sober me, and then there's the drinking me, and that was the drinking me. So I have a split personality, I believe. I think that was just my venting, and I just took off. I just would, and the more I drank, I guess the more I loosened up, and I just thought, just be honest, and that's the best way I can put it. I just was trying to be as honest as I could.
Yeah.
And have a little fun too, but just be honest, and I hope people like it, and I hope it came across well.
For me, it was very. Did you find that process of honesty, like, and just making the film in general? Did you find it cathartic?
It's difficult. It was tough. I felt a little shocked too. But I'm glad I had the opportunity to have this project, and it was good for me, and I learned a lot about myself, so I'm quite happy, even though there were some parts that made me a little upset. I was happy to be a part of it.
Yeah,
that's the best way I can explain it.
Very well, very well. So, Bobby, did you find a cathartic, or do you? I mean, I didn't quite get to ask you how much do you feel a similar thing with Steve, of feeling a sort of split personality between drinking and not drinking, or do you feel that it's yourself in the film in the same way? I suppose, I don't know.
A lot of what Steve just said then, I agree a hell of a lot with what he just said then. It was I would not normally behave that way. Yes, there was drinking involved. There was nudges of stories. Nudges of, oh, how's this sequence gonna go? How are we gonna push this part here? And I love just listening what Steve was saying most of the time. That's why I love being a lot silent. I'm hoping I didn't say too much in it, and sort of I love being with someone that barely really know that well, but listening to this character, this person, who just feel so fucking sad for that he's going to Canada. Like, in my mind, of my drunken haze for about a month or so, even that in my mind is that he really is going home. In that whole period, I just think for that couple of days that he probably is going there. And I'm still not quite sure that maybe he is, but I did quite like it. But yeah, no, there was definitely a time that it was like, oh, well, this is that. But yeah, no, I enjoyed doing whatever the fuck that fucking insanity was. I don't want to have it any other way. It was quite beautiful. I enjoyed it.
It was fun, other than the diarrhea. I mean, the diarrhea wasn't the greatest. I was a little sick, and I had to take some breaks. I don't like to use the word diarrhea, but I wasn't in the best shape. That's what happens when you drink cheap wine.
Oh, I was probably shitting myself too.
Oh boy, I think I regret.
You wouldn't let it go away.
Oh, I was. I wish I had some.
I mean, Bobby almost died after this film. We probably should talk about that just
Sort of mentioned diarrhea, but
yeah,
geez, I had to race
this film always killed Bobby. That went to the doctor afterwards.
People need to know you suffer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now I've just got like fatty liver disease, pretty much borderline now cirrhosis. It's just fucking, I'm completely fucked now. Purely just over that fucking nonsense. But yeah, that's where my. It was a good performance. I think they should make the pictures like that now. No, it's just. I don't know. There was probably one moment of I don't know what it was. There was Probably in the fuck. There's like a cutaway part of going somewhere in there. I didn't want anyone to eat. I didn't want anyone to go anywhere, and just the paranoia of anyone just leaving, going from a car and wandering to the fucking street to get something to eat is gone. Where are they going?
I had to take off a few times because I was feeling really sick, and there were times when I was feeling absolute high, very, 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 very high, and I was on top of the world. And some of the movie, I felt like I was going to die. And I guess that's what happens when you drink $4 wine.
I think that felt the same way for everybody who was participating in this. Like I was
wine.
drastic. Like I think the night of the first day, I honestly felt close to death, and the dawn of the second day was when I kind of thought I could press on. I really felt this was going to be the end of me somehow, some way. I would never be the same again.
It would have been great to have my own trailer or something like that, somewhere where I could just duck in and maybe have a shower, or maybe I shouldn't say this, but maybe.
Well, I don't know. Not to interpose for a moment, but like, could Kris speak about the crew experience? I know gyms, or I don't know that whole.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there was. I don't think there was really a barrier between, the crew and the cast or anything that was going on. Like the camera was a very, very thin barrier to what was going on. I know that I'm not usually a smoker, but I think I did have a cigarette hanging out of my mouth on pretty much the entire shoot. And, drinking probably just not as much as the cast were, but I think behind us, Robert, the sound guy, and myself were ingesting substances at a fairly brisk rate to kind of deal with what was going on.
I think I could have used some Valium. That would have been great.
Drove around.
A little Valium wouldn't have hurt, I think.
Yeah.
I just remember
the camera was rolling.
you being put to bed on Jim's balcony, and you saying you were you were having dreams of Steve assaulting you in your sleep or something. Because
I was dreaming of Steve. I think I got about 3 hours sleep on the first night, and I heard Steve's voice maybe the entire night.
I think Steve was actually physically going out to your body out on the balcony and interacting with you, so that makes sense. Yeah. Probably the scene of when you see us waking up at Jim's. That was probably 2 minutes after I rolled out of bed. Adam came and kind of softly woke me up, and dawn was breaking. Very beautiful dawn. I grabbed the camera, and then Bobby on the floor and Steve in the bed. That was literally minutes after waking up. There was no real difference between fiction and reality on this film.
I was curious what it was like, the scenes out in the kind of the Brisbane nightlife. I mean, maybe you can speak more to this as well, Kris. Just the process of actually making a film in amongst that kind of chaotic, Saturday night back in early kind of vibe. Was it?
I think we captured the valley as it is.
No one died.
And I think we felt.
No one died.
In Brisbane in general, I think we captured quite well.
And the
what casino, you see is what you get.
Casino that is no more. So it's almost a period piece we're saying today. That casino doesn't exist anymore.
Because and
it's all gone. It's not there.
End of paradise.
Pedophile's paradise.
Well, there you go. Nice lead it to the next question about Brisbane, as you say, Kris. There's a lot of focus on the Brisbane landscape in the film. There's a lot of cutaways to details of it, and also the cinematography often emphasizes Bobby, Steve, Jim, everybody else as kind of figures within this vast environment. How do you feel the location of Brisbane itself influences the content of the film?
That's a great city. I love. Oh, sorry. I know we're being silly here. Can I interrupt? I love Brisbane, and I'm glad that we filmed it in Brisbane. What a great city. Sorry, I interrupted there, but I was actually really happy to do this in Brisbane. It's one of my favorite cities. It's probably one of the greatest cities around in the world.
What does it have to do with the film?
Oh, being shot in Brisbane. You know, I'm glad it wasn't.
Well, to me, it's important.
Well, it's openings with that shithole pub that I'm sure Kris likes. Didn't your dad go there and fist fight? So that's a funny. I think that's what there's a irony of this picture of opening. The opening scene is that I'm trying to remember what the picture the pub is.
Chardon's Hotel.
He remembers. That's why I got it so I could drink it, but now I have to go and get another one.
I'm glad it wasn't filmed in Detroit. That's for sure.
So now I have to go and get another one.
Yeah, it's
I'll get you one.
Yeah, like Bobby mentioned, that the opening scene is shot in a pub that my father used to frequent and met my mother, and there used to be a lot of brawls there. It is it has a reputation in Brisbane.
Wow.
And I don't know of any other film that's being shot there. And I think it was a fantastic opportunity to shine a light on a lot of parts of Brisbane I don't think have ever been cemented in cinema, to my knowledge. But I'm not an expert in Brisbane cinema.
My favourite cutaway shot was the quick shot of the guy playing pool and it goes when he hits it really fast. That was my favourite shot in it. When he's there and he goes, ah! That's my favourite shot in that sequence. He goes, ah! But yeah, I don't know. It's a shithole in country fucking city.
A little bit, Steve. Yeah, you're in a bit further.
I was just happy that there was a lot of booze. And when it started running short, I'd blackmail Adam. I'd say, I'm out of here if there's any more alcohol.
All cigarettes.
Oh, yeah, or
cigarettes.
Yeah, and what else? As long as the more alcohol I drank, the better I felt. So, and the more involved and the more interesting the movie became. It didn't end in the best way, but I think that I'll never forget it.
I'll never forget it. No, I started to really get into it now. Started to learn the power he had, like, you can't finish this picture without a fucking another packet of cigarettes.
You can't fake.
Or some more fucking shitty wine and a bit more beer.
You can't fake that honesty. It was about as raw and brutal.
I mean, I would say this, Daniel. It was made in winter. You know, I would have never. It's a winter's project, which is the first thing. Adam was in Sydney, I think, or Sydney or Melbourne, and through a text message we said, "This is going to be the winter's project." And he texted one of them, and some of them look very similar. You shoot from a long lens.
I was at the casino in Melbourne.
Melbourne, that'll do.
Riding down a passage, filming for 2 days straight.
I think I was in detox.
You're in detox. Bobby messaged me saying, "Yep, filming for 2 days straight. When you come home, these films, long lenses,
Robert Altman, all that fucking mash." And you shouldn't be anywhere near them close and hear the conversations from a distance. But eventually, as time went on, then the fucking thing is in this region, and like they're whispering in your ear. By the time of a couple of benders, is that it wouldn't even matter how fucking close the fucking thing is. Here's the way it goes. And they're whispering like they're going, and they're whispering like, "Hey, wake up now!" Like, yeah, that can's getting up. But if you got any sort of even slight hope about you, is that, well, you know damn well you've been shooting a little bit now. Is that, well, you know, you're not that fucking thick. You know, there's a couple of, you know, that cunt's got that camera and that cunt's got that sound thing. It's like, what are you gonna do? It's like, get out one of those South films. Like, what are you gonna get out and like, just like punch on with the fuckers and throw them out the window? Well, that would ruin it, wouldn't it? It's like, and please, it's like, are you slightly sort of acting or trying to do something? It's like, damn well fucking straight you are. You can't even pick up the fucking bottle of wine. And if that slightly answers it, what? It wasn't even a word.
Well, I hope the movie does really well because I need a ticket back home. And I mentioned to Adam I'd even fly coach. I don't stink, but I'm not. I don't feel fresh.
Is it really hot?
It's not hot, but it's warm.
It's relatively hot. Yeah.
It's about 30 degrees, I'd say.
Oh,
It's hot for me.
30, I guess. That's me.
Hurry the fuck up then.
Okay, Adam, this is your first?
Yeah. Hurry up before I burn him.
Alright. Adam, this is your first time shooting a film with videos. This is a question for Kris. How did the new format change your approach to directing?
Well, it was very liberating, much longer takes, which was beneficial to the performers. It was glorious using the digital. Yeah.
Jeez, it's looking really hot now.
Yeah, we were rolling a ridiculous amount of. I don't think the camera really stopped rolling at any point in the film.
Well, how was the editor process done in that case?
Just very ruthless. Very ruthless. Like, we shot this film in May 2024, which is the year that we are in at the moment, all of us. And then we're going to screen the film in March 2025. It will have been conceived, shot, and screened in under a year. Which is, good. I think that's sort of the way that it was born, and
I've been telling about ages. Do you reckon he's just completely converted to digital?
Sorry?
Do you think he's completely converted to digital? I'd fucking hope so.
Do I think Adam has?
I hope so.
It'd be interesting if that was. Adam, what do you think? Do you think you turn to digital and you'll never look back, or?
No. I was filming Super 8 at the Gold Coast not a day ago. I sort of betray myself every sort of at any opportunity. So.
Is there an ace on that?
But yeah,
lots of the questions I have written down.
Ask him. Ask him.
Oh, that's. I've asked them all. They've all been asked. I've been run through. But I suppose I could think of them all. Oh no, I didn't ask. What was everyone's favourite line from the film? Because there's many really good lines.
I felt like I aged around 10 years during the filming.
For the rest of my days.
I felt like sorry, Adam's smiling. That's rare.
Favourite lines?
He's normally very bossy.
Me too.
He's a bossy Billy.
What were the favourite lines?
Yeah, like what was your favourite line from the film? I mean, I think my favourite is sorry, cheese. I have bigger issues. That's a really good one.
Oh yeah, that was me, I believe.
I've been thinking about that a lot. That was used to.
If you have an issue, grab a tissue.
Oh, was that my father?
I think it is sad that it didn't make it into the incarnation, but the John Goodman strip club.
Well, do you want to tell the story?
Was fantastic.
Do you want to tell the story, Steve?
Okay, well,
could we hear this?
I can contribute. Johnny didn't exactly appreciate my not paying attention to him. I was more interested with the girls, and I guess I hurt his ego. But when I saw how big he was, I thought, geez, what a big guy. And he was willing to hang out with me, and basically I chose the girls over John Goodman, and I think he didn't appreciate that. And it would have been interesting hanging out doing shots with John Goodman. That would have been funny. I would have hit him up for a loan, I believe. I would have said, "Hey Johnny, I could use a loan." How about Alone?
Looks pretty deranged. The suit in between.
Anyway, it was interesting meeting John
Wow.
Goodman. I've also met other actors back home. I met Willem Dafoe. I stalked Willem
Oh.
Dafoe for a while. Yeah, that was interesting. I'm not a stalker per se.
He's still.
Willem Dafoe. Yeah. My dad met Tom Selleck. I met Billy D. Williams in Vancouver. I said, "Hi, Billy."
You're a star of the stage.
Who was the other actor you interacted with recently?
Oh boy! I met an actor who was really, really great. I had to almost pinch myself. He was a great actor. No one actually knew who he was, and again, I think he was a little frightened of me. Like other actors that I run into, they just run away from me for some reason. They're polite, but then they just run. I have to. I think this is noteworthy. I think this is worth mentioning. When I was in Sydney 12 years ago, I ran into the actor that played the little boy in a movie with Harrison Ford. It was a great movie, one of my favorites. Anyway, I should actually mention the name of the movie. The movie was called. Let me see. It was called. I better call up Harrison Ford to find out what that movie was. Anyway, the movie was with Harrison Ford. It was excellent. And anyway, the actor who played a little boy in that movie, I ran into, and we sat down and had a few beers. And after a while, I felt like I was Kramer in one of the in Seinfeld, where the guy jumped up and ran for his hotel. Anyway, the movie was called Witness.
Witness.
Sorry, the movie was called Witness, and the actor
Who directed that film?
I'm not sure. I think it was one of Harrison Ford's
Well, I know
buddies,
who
but
directed
Peter Weir.
correct. Anyway, this actor, I bumped into him. He bought me a few beers, and after 15 minutes or so, I've never seen in my entire life a person run so quick for the hills in my entire life. I thought that'd be interesting, and I asked him what was it like to work with Harrison Ford, and I think he said, "I don't know. I was 5 or I was, no, I think he was 8 actually. And then he just said, "Gee, look at the time. Nice meeting you, but I gotta go." And I never saw a person run
You were drinking
from me
with
so
a
quick. Yes.
8-year-old.
No, he was actually 30 at the time.
Oh, okay.
But he, anyway, Buddy, that's the expression. Buddy, he looked at me.
Post-Witness, 30 years after Witness.
Yes. Anyway, this actor who was in the movie with Harrison Ford, he looked terrified of me, so he jumped up and he basically ran like I've never seen anyone run before in my entire life, away from me, right to his hotel. And I thought, oops. Anyway,
Disturbing.
yeah. Check,
Well, shall we kind of
check please.
should we wrap a little bit around this? Check, please.
Yeah. I think his exact words were, "You're a freak," and then he ran away.
Well, that's not very nice.
That wasn't great for my self-esteem.
Skeptical freaks.
Yeah, I felt a little guilty.
Wait.
Yeah, these poor guys.
Do you guys have any kind of final thoughts before we wrap this up?
I just hope there are a lot of rich kids that have nothing better to do with their time come and watch this. And I mean, it can't be any worse than some of the tripe that's on the movie screen these days. So that'd be really nice because I could use.
I think it's an undisputed trap.
I could use a new bus pass too. That'd be great.
I concur. What did you say?
I think I could use another bus pass. That'd be great.
Like a bus pass. Well, that's it.
We want to help Steve on the ground. Come see Boogie Bobby.
I don't think I could beat that. I mean, yeah, I hope people see this film and understand why it's important to Boogie. boogie down like.
Yeah. And hopefully none of you kids out there will end up like Bob.
It's sort of a warning.
Or myself. It's actually it should be like a ABC afternoon special. What not to do in life, and stay in school.
Stay in school.
Yes. Yes. Study hard and stay and be nice to your parents.
Yeah.
I would say that, Daniel, not to look like, especially of the way that I was looking in that imagery, that's not a cool thing. Yes, it looks good for the imagery and how fucked up eyes dull back in their senses, puffed up, all fucked up. Yeah, you could be almost like a dead on that. Yeah, it looks good for the imagery and hopefully it's a learning curve. It's like, do you really want to do that? Do you really want to go down that path?
One thing I'd like to say to the audience.
It could be funny, but it hurts. It hurts.
One second, Bob.
Look after your liver. Oh yeah, whoa.
1 second, Bob. For the love of God, I'd like to say this to the audience. For the love of God, please come and watch this movie. For the love of God, watch this movie.
For the love of God, this is a very special motion picture. Yes,
I beg you to watch this movie.
I beg you to watch the film.
Boogie Bobby is a transcendent work of art and a great time and a very sad time and just a beautiful time, just a very human time.
A beautiful time, and a human time. Shit, that is the best line I've heard of the film. Well, you just said then. A beautiful time, a sad time, and a human time.
Adam put a lot of work into this movie, so please come and watch this movie, for Pete's sake. You're going to have at least one laugh. I promise one laugh.
Even just this interview, I'm glad that it's brought us all together. It's very lovely.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was actually quite honored to actually be a part of this, and I really appreciate Adam, and I appreciate Adam having the belief in me. He's a good guy, and I think he deserves this movie to be a success.
Yeah.
Thanks, Steve. Cheers.
It's a beautiful thing. And it'll be a beautiful end too.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Spend it alone.
Oh, I'd like to take this opportunity to mention. I'd like to take this opportunity to mention something very funny. It's one of my favorite parts of a little show called Married with Children. I will quote Al Bundy, who played Santa Claus. Some little boy who was sitting on Al Bundy's lap said, "Santa smells like beer." And then Al Bundy said to the kid, "Santa will be smelling like hard liquor in another half an hour. Now beat it." Thank you very much.
Beautiful.
Fantastic.
He's from Adelaide.
Thanks, a younger version of Jack Black.
So I'm from Moviejuice.
Or Jack Black's cousin. You remind me of Jack Black's cousin.
I remind you. Well, I'll take that. I'm not.
Yeah, he's my favorite actor, by the way.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yes.
Love
Oh no! I meant to say the Big Lebowski. Sorry. I meant to say the Big Lebowski. You're Jeff Bridges' illegitimate son.
Maybe that could be true. That might be true.
Yeah, the dude abides.
I've never thought of that, but
It's
very much an
pretty accurate.
Yeah. Bob. So Bobby is basically a rug. He's like the rug in my life. He ties the room together.
He got off. Just warm it up.
Anyway,
Start the interview again.
It started again. Just warming up now.
One more question.
Yeah, one more question.
Yeah. Bring me a beer or a whiskey or some shit.
What's it like filming the moment on the stairs, which is a very sad moment? All of that.
it wasn't my finest hour. But don't hassle the Hoff. That's my my thinking.
No, it was very, very good and fun and demonic, and it wasn't meant to go that way, but that's the way it had to go.
It reminded me of a plane crash. In a good way. We all lived. It was a plane crash, but
It was manipulative.
everyone survived. Everyone survived.
I would say it was the word manipulative.
We're better friends for
You're
it.
going down the stairs and you're getting asked to coast in more that you don't want them to go. You've got to the bottom of the stairs, but then you got to go back up.
I was just happy that Bobby didn't sue me. I was really glad I wasn't sued.
No, it was, I'm glad you come back for the next week later on.
Yeah.
But I actually thought it was a beautiful, beautiful. I love walking around for the concussion for the next day. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
Better call Saul.
I got off on it. Like I actually really got off on it. It's like that when you go out and getting pissed and you're partying like a degenerate. But that time is getting recorded and something's happening. It's not like a waste of a time of just getting pissed just for the sake of it. Oh yeah, my favorite films just blow up all the way. Daniel,
Daniel, if you need to go, we can wrap it up for you. We'll finish the
blow up and just for Kris. Kris, I was watching Thin Red Line the other night after my piss up, and I got back with this bender. Yeah, no, it was lovely. I watched it a lot of times, but I had this raging hangover that I couldn't get rid of.
That's beautiful.
Look at all these trees. Do the way it do the way it all comes twirling up there. Nature's cruel stars. How many men you gonna lose on this campaign? 1 in your company, 2, 20 men would die in your company, stars. I'm gonna leave you of your command. Cause I just don't think you're tough. You're not tough. You're not tough-spirited enough. And I'm gonna let you live with your command. And I'm gonna make sure you get the purple heart. I don't want to get that. Why? Because that scratch on your face. And they'll probably give it to you anyway. You'll have that anyway. You're just not tough skin enough. And then it's in there. It's like,
It's okay, I'll be honest.
Give him 2 weeks and there's like some fucking virus coming out of it. And then it's fucking
The
red.
truth shall set you. The truth shall set you free.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
My fucking virus
Hallelujah.
film. Fuck my virus film, motherfucker.
Okay.
That was a good cut.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Ta-ta.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye-bye. See you.
Hate myself and I still want to die.
Bye.
I think we did it, guys.
I hate myself. Oh, fuck is.